the auction conditions for bids coming from co-owners. Now, this was amendments. It didn't come through in 2003 when we got the new legislation for, and particularly the major changes to how auctions run. Came through 3 or 4 years after that, and it's about co-owners being able to bid at auction. And that's quite true, they can. So this often comes into play for deceased estates when there are 2, 3, 4 beneficiaries who are the people who are, I guess they are the vendors in essence, because they are the people who are going to get the money from the sale of this property. When one of those beneficiaries, or as the legislation looks at it, they are deemed to be co-owners, want to actually purchase that property, they can register to bid at auction. And that just doesn't give them the one vendor bid. That is still in play. The one vendor bid is still in play, and that is from all of the co-owners. But this is about when one of those co-owners registers to bid. Yes, they can do it. There are a couple of requirements on the auctioneer at this point. And, pursuant to section 15 or clause 15, which is the conditions of sale by auction under the Property Stock and Business Agents Regulation of 2014, what we have in point, so it's clause 15 about the conditions of sale by auction. It's part 3, and then we go into point C and D. And I'm actually going to read this to you. I've got it here in front of me. And C is, before the commencement of the auctioneer must announce that bids to purchase the interest of another co-owner or to purchase as executor or an administrator may be made by or on behalf of the seller. Okay, so it's announcing that that can happen. So this is not about that one vendor bid that we always hear about at auction. It also states in part D, is before the commencement of the auction. So this is in there when the auctioneer is doing their spiel at the beginning of the auction, before they start taking bids. Before the commencement of the auctioneer must announce the bidder registration number of any co-owner, executor or administrator, or any person registered to bid on behalf of any co-owner, executor or administrator. So that means, so in essence, so we've got this. The auctioneer stands up, he or she needs to say, we have a co-owner who is registered to bid today. Their registration number is 8, and they will be making any number of bids as will any other registered bidder throughout the process of this auction. And it does not entail, and it does exclude the one vendor bid, which obviously the auctioneer will announce if it's the vendor bid or if it's a bid from a co-owner. So whilst they don't have to say every time they take a bid from number 8, that's a co-owner who's making that bid, they have announced that at the very beginning of the auction that the co-owner is registered bidder number 8. So every time when they say, okay, that's the bid of $685,000 from bidder, yes, thank you, madam, bidder number 8. Okay, so every time they will announce that it is bidder number 8, they have announced at the beginning that they are a co-owner. So that transparency of who is actually bidding at that auction process is known. Yes, of course they will know, that co-owner will know what the reserve is, because they would have been part of the group that were making the decision. Does that make it fair? Not, maybe not, but certainly the transparency is there for all people to know that it is a co-owner making those bids. And of course they can have as many bids as any other registered bidder can have.